So this is Andy. What's up? I'm teaching these guys how to play Aviator. Yeah. So like, look. So you see,
what, 200
so I've got 200 there.
Teaching your homeboy.
Teaching Calvin to play. So you see, I can
know
bet.
how to play it. I know how to play it.
So waiting for the next round, right?
Got the black man.
I bet two bob, yeah?
Yeah, look at that.
So now, you're supposed to now cash out before the plane flies away. So like, it's a game of risk. Like, see how the plane is flying because I've not bet. So you get me? So now, watch. This time I'm going to bet now. So this time, hold on.
Why doesn't it
Why is
doesn't
it
have
not
like a sound? Let me switch on the sound.
Cash out. See, I can cash out. You get me?
Okay, so?
So if I press it out now, I'm cashing out before. So I cashed out before.
So how much have you won?
3 bob.
Oh.
You get me?
Okay.
But you can see now. But now you see, I could have stayed longer. Because now you see this got up to even 5.
Oh, stop it.
No, but I already cashed out already.
Oh, shit. Now this is the one that's going to go up to like 20.
Because you get, now you see. I could have waited till it's got to like, it flew at 13.
So that's 13 times 200.
Yes, but times 2 bob. Because me, I'm betting 2 bob. But now you could see, you could bet up to even 510 grand. You get me? So that's the problem. Me, I'm betting, I'm waiting to cash out. Me, I'm a coward, so I'm going to cash out now.
Always wait for like 5.
No, it doesn't get to 5. And I'm cashing out. You see? So I bet, I cashed out there. So I'm not, bet 2 bob. I'm playing for 2 bob. But yesterday I played for 50 bob and I lost.
Oh, you started with 50 bob?
No, I started with 2 bob. Went to 12.
No.
Yeah, so it's very addictive.
The mics are blood clot open. Check.
Select accent for the podcast.
Calvin always late.
But it's so nice to just like...
There's guys who are watching the podcast.
Like, you know what I mean? It's okay, man.
Yeah?
I mean, you want to be on camera with nuts in your mouth?
Yeah. It will learn something very great.
The mics are open.
And niggas need to get laid.
This the mics are open. My name is G Money.
And the young.
Ashley.
Big
So why am I the one that's left with the nut? Take this nut.
Warm nuts.
Yeah. Pause. So...
Your boy didn't even introduce himself.
What going on?
Can I have a sip of your juice?
I said Big C.
How you guys doing?
Hanging nuts.
We're good, man.
I'm
We're good.
fantastic.
Yeah, I love the energy on the pod today. It's chaos.
I think it's going to be a chaotic pod. Chaotic like the weather.
Yeah.
I don't know what this Nairobi weather is giving. It's not giving...
Moist, wet. You
That's
know
how
the
we like
vibe.
it, though.
Type shit.
I've got.
Type shit.
Thank you. I have a.
Not you.
I have a friend who's a farmer, right? So on our WhatsApp group, he'll drop like occasional. What do you call it?
A djembe, a hoe.
Forecast. Yeah, the forecast thing is. And bro, y'all better get strapped. Next 7 days.
Wow.
Rain.
See, I'm not alone. Going
I'm glad you're on this chair today.
that wavelength.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a lot of. It's gonna be a lot of wetness, as you guys call it.
Yeah, man.
That's how we like it.
It's going to be hard to maneuver. But actually, it might be easier.
Actually,
Might be easier.
Yeah.
Easiest.
What?
Easiest.
What?
Maneuver in-
like there's
in-
Is
too
this
much.
how you old niggas game? Is
there's
this
too-
your banter out there?
There's too much KY.
KY, what's that?
You don't remember KY?
What's that?
Before Durex, like the lubricant, KY.
Oh, KY, okay.
Yeah.
G's a magnum.
You said it's gonna be.
I miss the magnums, bro.
Bro, not the... Oh.
No, remember back in the days he used to give us magnums, man.
Oh, he gave you guys condoms.
Me and Nev, after his trips, he used to come and give us magnums.
Why didn't
like,
you give me?
stay
You
safe
thought it
out
was
there.
too
No
late.
shit.
He didn't want no little picnics running around, you know. He said, you
Never gave
niggas
me
are enough.
You never gave me
No, but
condoms
see,
ever.
But he
It was too late.
It was too late for you.
Yeah, at least they were younger than they were like.
I know.
In that
He was
danger
like,
zone.
I failed with Calvin, I'm not failing with Andy and Nev.
Wow.
Yeah,
I love it.
Magnums.
Yeah, Easter, how you guys spend Easter, plus it was for 20.
Oh
A
man.
lot going on.
Yeah.
Love to see G back on streaking. I saw your snaps.
Yeah, back on.
Yeah.
I'm trying.
No, you are.
I'm
you
trying,
are.
I'm trying.
You are.
You had a great gig at B&D. You and Doty family. Man, wonderful.
It was amazing.
Everybody's just on G's dick, man. Like, he hasn't even gotten a comment off.
I love it. I'm here for
How was it? I wanted to pull up for it.
It was interesting. It was okay. I mean, obviously it's I haven't played with Chris and them guys for a long time, so it was good to hear some of the music that I haven't heard for a long time, and it was good to get a chance to play some of that reggae that I love. Not the root stuff, because y'all know I don't like the root stuff, but more of the old school reggae stuff that I got to play as well. So it was interesting.
Nice.
But my generally speaking though, I've not really had a good weekend of gigs. And I was
How you mean? By good weekend of gigs, you mean a lot of gigs?
Like, no. I've had a lot of gigs, but I didn't particularly enjoy any of them.
That's what you
Why?
mean. How you mean?
So Ibiza was of the all of them. Ibiza was the best, but it's the first time I played there. It's a very different crowd, by the way. Like
When did you
Late
play?
start, huh?
so it's a very late start. So I was playing from like 12:30 till 1.
That's
What
not
day?
late.
That's early for
Friday.
that's early
Friday.
for Ibiza.
That's early for them.
Yeah, very
that's
late
early
start.
for them.
Damn.
Yeah.
But the sound was nice, I had a good vibe, so I enjoyed Friday.
And it's interesting where the DJ set up, right?
Yeah.
We
Like,
have two setups.
yeah.
So I played on the one that's inside the main club, and then there's another one that's there. But so Case was there as well, so it was good vibe. So I enjoyed that one, and I want to play it more because I feel like playing it at 3. Like I could see myself playing Ibiza at 3 o'clock in the morning
Yeah.
because I feel like by 1 o'clock it's just now
vibes.
getting moving, you know. The next day I was at Alloy, and
Kerry's
Alloy
thing.
at Kelly's
Kerry,
thing.
yeah.
Great turnout, great event.
Yeah.
But for me personally, I'd forgotten that Alloy, they use it. Don't want to get too technical, but what's these decks that these
Bro, I hate that. I don't even
Controllers.
remember.
the Nexus whatever.
Yeah,
Oh.
it favors the DJs who play
Who house.
owns
It's
and
the
house.
ones,
So they're
yeah.
not pioneers.
So that they're pioneers, and
they?
it's good high-end equipment, but
Yeah.
high-end equipment for house guys.
Okay.
The guys who just come
Yeah.
plug a USB and then they
Yeah.
DJ from there.
So then
Yeah.
I had my emergency mixer in my boot, but I didn't have the cable, and then it was just like so. I had to play on those decks, get the DVS thing, and so
They
it was
give
a
you
bit.
trouble
It
as
was.
well,
It
man.
was. I feel like I could have delivered better at Alloy. So I need to remind myself whenever I'm doing, like I have a gig there next week, take my own
Bro, I've told them time and time again, bruh. Whenever you're bringing DJs who play mainstream and other things, you need to
Change the
bring the
mixer.
equipment that favors them. Cause I went through the same thing 2 weeks ago. We were doing KE for KE.
Right.
Yeah.
And I had already told them beforehand that your compatibility issues with equipment, you all need to be on the lookout for that. Man, there's a DJ who brought his mixer and he did his thing, then left.
Bounced.
And then now I'm left there with that controller and I'm like, damn. First of all, it'll drop 5 minutes into your set and then now,
Yeah.
now you have to do a whole reset and, bruh,
So-
it's
so-
a madness.
so it's-
It affects how you play as a DJ.
So
Yeah.
it's great equipment, but it's great equipment for house guys. You know what I mean? So that was a bit up and down. So I didn't feel like I delivered as well as I could have done. But Sunday was vibes. Sunday was good. But then again, now at B&D, only one of the decks was working. So you know, so I feel like I'm in a point now where everywhere I go, I'm just gonna take my own equipment.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's safe.
Because it can't be a coincidence that since I've been back, I'd say at least 4 or 5 gigs I've played, I've ended up playing with one deck.
There's nothing I hate as a DJ when you pull up, you're setting up, and I've said this before, then the resident DJ comes and tells you, so this side is not working, this button is not working, this knob, because it already changes the whole experience you're about to
Right.
give, the reveler. So I hear you on that
But
one, bro.
Well, we did it, so yeah.
Interesting.
So that's how it was.
Sunday for me, 4:20. I decided to go to the cinema. I went to watch Sinners.
Sinners, how was it? Out of 10?
Yeah.
Everyone's getting mad about that movie.
Broke the scale?
Yo, fam, that is a fucking good movie.
Out of 10?
Did you sleep?
Out of 10? No, hell no. Come on now. Out of 10?
He doesn't sleep
10,
on
10 out of 10. Like, you know me, I'm a movie guy.
Everyone's
10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Like,
Bro, and here's the thing. Anyone who's going to go watch Sinners, please do not walk out when the credits start.
why?
Or it's
Yeah, wait
like
for the end of
Marvel
it.
type shit, like you need to stay after the
Yeah.
credits.
I've
Right,
seen
right.
enough of that on
Post-credit
TikTok.
scenes.
Right.
Yeah, but yo, delivered. You know, there was quite a bit of backlash by some magazines saying, okay, this movie only made about 61 million, from the opening weekend, right?
Yeah.
And guys were like, bro, it had a budget of 90 million. It's already surpassed.
Yeah.
So you can imagine over the next. But honestly,
What's it about?
so it's
Vampires.
It's vampires, right?
Okay, you
so
lost
Black vampires.
Black vampire.
Black vampire.
No. It's
I thought you were going to double down.
It's white vampires who now come onto what do you
Black.
call it? Come onto a whole audience who are partying who are black.
Right.
Right? And then they convert.
So they're trying to change the black vampires. What? They're trying to change the black people into
Wait a minute.
vampires.
So they turn these white
Negroes.
vampires turn black people into vampires.
So this white vampire, one white vampire comes running into a house, finds
Party or whatever.
finds these two, man and wife, who are white people, right? And then these Indians come following them, and the Indians are like, "We hope you didn't let that guy in." And the white guys are like, "No one's come here." Then the lady goes back. The husband's been eaten up.
Spoiler alert, man. Spoiler, man. Spoiler alert.
Then you know you got.
Okay.
No. But here's the
Okay.
cool thing about it: Michael B. Jordan and his twin
Michael
Yeah.
B. Who?
Jordan.
Hey.
You know, now what's crazy about it, right? Someone tweeted out and said, somewhere out there in the universe, there's someone who's young who thinks that Michael B actually had a twin.
Twin brother.
It's like us kids when we were growing up when we watched the movie Parent Trap.
Oh,
Like
Lindsay
before
Lohan.
Lindsay Lohan was,
We always thought they had a twin.
Classic film.
But honestly,
Yeah.
if you have time, go watch it. What I love about the cinemas nowadays, right? They have so many like offers. If you want to go watch it at like 11 o'clock, I think there's an offer for like 500 bob. So many different
So
places.
that's how you spent your 420. What about
Yeah.
you?
I had a gig to Wine and Bottle in Westlands. First time I was playing there with
Moriasi.
yes, Murias. Bro, I got there. This guy was deep into, I want to say, soulful amapiano and soulful house, kind of R&B amapiano. Man, he was like that vibe. Just unafika huko unakubali, like, yes, this is exactly. And it was raining, bro.
Yeah.
So even KK, the guy, big up KK who booked me, my set was to be at 6. He called me, the rains, bro, changed everything. He's like, bro, I'm pushing your set by 1.5 hours. You know, the rain's tricky, blah blah blah. But the turnout, I got there, I was expecting an empty club. Like, you remember when I came late on to where you guys were at, I was like, ile bash tumepiga. Even I wasn't expecting.
Yeah.
Place was packed, man. The great energy. Those guys are fans of what we do, by the way.
Okay,
They love
big up.
mics, lockdown. We're with Saem also. And this is after you guys have done your lockdown sessions.
session,
yeah.
Madness, bro.
Oh yeah, what's that?
Madness.
That was really dope.
Crazy.
But you squeezed Saem.
No, I didn't. I played for 1 hour and I don't know what happened. It's not. Why me?
Why were you squeezing Saem?
Trying to explain it, then he was just like,
Why did you
nah.
squeeze the boy?
Squeezed Saem.
I didn't. I played for 1 hour exactly.
Like, you know, it was like 3/4 and him quarter.
I don't know what happened. Maybe I don't know what happened. I didn't edit.
No, but that was a good one. It was a good
Yeah.
one.
Oh
I
yeah,
enjoyed
that
it.
was fire. So after that, I went and I joined these guys Kinanevwa at Mass House for 20 Sudanation and the crew. They were doing the thing over there. And Nairobi has been
Yo.
doing it,
Suda,
man.
I saw the setup for that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Really dope.
was
Insane.
full production. It was amazing.
Insane.
Nice.
Yeah.
And one thing, I even say this on radio. It's so fun when you go out and yes, there's the guys on the lineup, blah, blah, blah. But also when in the crowd, there's also a good number of artists
Yeah.
who maybe this guy is not even on the bill. This guy is not even performing. This guy just came to have
music.
fun, just came to have a good time, blah, blah, blah. So it was also amazing just interacting with artists when they're off the clock. Like when you see one artist singing along to the lyrics of another artist and you're like, oh, bro, so you're just like me.
Yeah.
You also have fun just like me, So that was fire. So for 20, despite the rains and everything, I had a time.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, for 20, I was with
Andy.
these guys, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Still have the band,
resurrection.
'cause I'm literally still recovering, but yeah.
Yeah, why?
Nice.
I haven't been able to take it off. Like, I was sleeping the whole of Monday.
Recovering.
Yeah, I got home a little bit later or earlier in the day during Monday. Then yesterday I was literally just recovering.
Zombified.
Yeah, so
All right.
I'm coming back to it today, but for the rest of the long weekend, I literally did nothing Thursday, Friday, Saturdays when I
Isn't there
came
another
back
long
to life.
weekend next weekend,
Yep.
kind
Yeah.
of?
It's a 4-day week, 3 weeks in a row.
Damn.
Yep.
Wow.
Labor
mad.
Day.
Yep.
So the holiday's on a Thursday, right?
Yeah.
Or the-
Yeah.
But if you're smart,
But guys are not getting back to work on Friday.
Ain't no way.
Right. So if we're gonna get through your Q&As today, but there's a couple things we need to talk about. Not just my sneakers, but we need to speak about the Pope. We need to speak about Shannon
Sharp.
Sharp.
Sharp, and we need to speak about Aviator.
Yeah.
Start with the Pope.
The Pope. So the Pope's gone.
Yeah.
On to the next one.
Yeah.
Should have.
Right, moving on.
Yeah.
Let's
Pope, man.
Yo, I read an article today where guys were slamming him, saying that he was the most useless pope and he's destroyed the Catholic Church. The angle was that like all of the stuff that he allowed, you know, he was very pro LGBT, all of this stuff. Then that he's absolutely torn the church, and the next one's going to be worse. Then I read something that said the next one might be black, and I was like, oh, we don't want it.
Yes.
Interesting, right? So I don't know whether you guys have watched the movie The Conclave, right? So I'd been meaning to watch this movie for so long, but it never really did. Up until, I don't know, we don't sleep together, bro.
No. You sleep on.
I don't sleep on movies.
Okay, go on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get. So now you've thrown me a
Conclave?
Movie Conclave, yeah.
Yeah. So he dies, and I'm watching CNN yesterday morning, and they were like, one of the what do they call the brothers, the priest or something, was like,
Cardinals.
that movie actually had a pretty good depiction of what happens. But the one thing that they got wrong was the color of the robes of the cardinals.
Right.
The guy was like, I was like, hey, interesting. Okay, never really knew it. So I watched it last night. Crazy good movie. And in terms of how so as of today, the guys are now, he's lying in state.
Yeah.
Guys are going to watch, to see view the body.
Yeah.
The funeral's on Saturday. But what is interesting is now the conversation about who the next pope is, like you just mentioned.
I saw two black people up in them like,
Bro.
we don't want the smoke.
They look swaggy though.
The smoke.
The smoke.
Literally.
But it's crazy. So within them, so you know, you guys know about the process, right?
Yeah.
The
You think they do black
the
smoke?
cardinals,
Instead of white smoke.
black
No,
smoke.
isn't it black smoke? It's black smoke.
Black smoke, then
until
white
you find
smoke.
the white smoke, right?
So the College of
Oh, I get it. So
Cardinals.
there's white smoke,
White
then
smoke.
black smoke.
Right.
So the College of Cardinals have, after the funeral has happened, there'll be a duration. Then they'll all be
Summoned.
and then they're put into let's call it segregation, for lack of a better word, right? Where you give all of your gadgets away. You don't know what news is happening out there. Nothing. Like it's just
wow.
you guys all together. Then amongst you guys start knowing like who are amongst like 100 and something are going to be like the 5 who are the favorite. And then you guys start voting on and on and on. Apparently the longest one that has ever taken place was about 3 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But now, ever since, like in this modern day, it's like 2 weeks and what?
Yeah.
But yo, it's actually quite a process. And now it's so interesting. It's like a whole election where some guys will even try and influence others.
That's what I wanted to ask. Like, is it like political?
It's political.
Like, there's someone who is like, no, I have to get this.
Like when you watch the conclave, there's a guy who's a cardinal from Italy, and he's now saying like, "Yo, why are we gonna get a black person to be the pope?" And he's pointing at the guy. So when they now start voting, the black guy is the most. What do you
The
call
favorite.
it? Favorite. But now one guy who's American didn't want that black guy to be. And this black guy had impregnated a woman when he was 30, and this chick was 19.
Why are you pointing at me?
And she was brought.
Now you're giving him reason.
Yo!
His theory
But
2
now-
weeks ago.
But now
Black
what's
people spoil everything.
But now what's crazy about it is the day before, so now they start digging up dirt.
Yeah.
And before the Pope had died, he dismissed one of the cardinals because the guy was like, you know, he'd already figured this Pope was going to die, so he'd been sending money to influence other cardinals. Yo, that movie.
Really?
Do you feel like right now there's been that? Like even before Pope Francis passed, do you feel like he had already like set someone in line to actually come in after him?
It's
right?
possible. Because you can imagine he's been ill for a while.
A while.
But now what's crazy about this movie is this, right? So you know the Catholic Church and everything to do with male, female, the Pope has to be a man, you know, homosexuality and everything. Bro, so it gets to a point where they're about to vote for this guy because he's really delivered and busted some cardinal who'd been trying to influence. So everybody's just like, let's vote for this guy. He's called Lawrence. When he's about to cast his vote, there's a bomb.
Oh, man.
It's a drama for me.
So now they go back, they start drama. They're like, yo, we need to go to war. Who are these guys? And now he's now fighting
This
one
is
of the
the
guys.
conclave?
Yeah, he's now fighting. He's like, yo, these guys who bombed us are Muslims. How can Muslims be what? They've come to
So
Rome.
you decided to give us the whole movie.
No, this conclave. Now the kickers.
Yeah, it's a whole movie.
So there's one
Ungeza
padre.
spoiler alert, man.
Yo, this movie is actually fucking dope.
I need
Right?
to go watch it tonight.
So there's this one padre who came in as the last guy, no, not padre, cardinal, and no one knew who he was. He'd been appointed, and it had been kept secret because he was from Afghanistan. Right. So you know, major. There's not that many Catholics out there. So he now comes in that whole infighting, delivers such a powerful speech.
And
Guys, go
everyone votes
vote. He's
the
voted
guy.
for.
End of movie.
No.
I swear he's giving us the whole movie.
Stop. That's enough.
No.
Did you see his excitement?
I gotta deliver
me
this
tell
last
you.
bit.
Go.
This is not too many spoilers, sweetie.
So he's voted for, right?
Oh, David.
He's voted for. Then one of the guys, one of the assistants to the dean who's in charge of the whole vote is like in tears. He's like, I did not wake up thinking this guy was gonna be the whatever Pope.
Yeah.
So he's like, he tells him, can we speak in private? The guy goes and tells the guy, yo, this guy was supposed to be in hospital. He has a certain condition. So the dean goes to speak to the guy who's now
The Pope.
Pope. He tells everybody, get out, let's talk in private. This man
Kills him.
is a man, but internally he has
Woman.
the organs of a woman.
Oh.
Uterus and everything.
Who, the Pope or the other guy?
The
That
Pope!
note is thicker than your girl. Damn.
Who's just been
thicker than
appointed.
your girl.
So now this guy who's the dean who was in charge of it all is just like, what are we gonna do? Like,
Who
do you know
found
this
out?
is against everything? Like, you know, Catholic, the whole process is. Because this guy really is a
I
man
can't
and a
believe it's what
woman.
we're gonna do. though.
I'm curious as
So
to
is
how
it-
they found out.
Because he'd when he was
Have a
appointed.
good point.
Yeah, so when he was
were the
appointed-
features accentuated that
No. When he'd been appointed Catholic, the
They went through
cardinal,
his medical-
he did that whole medical thing
Yeah.
and everything, which is not usually the case, right? But he was going to the hospital on many different kind of things.
Right.
So he told the Pope, this is how I am. And the Pope was like, you know what? It doesn't matter. You're a human. You're a creature.
Big
That's
bad.
who you are. And he told the Pope, I'm going to go for surgery to remove the uterus and everything. And then when he was about to do it, he just figured, you know what? I'm human. It's not affecting.
So this is a trans woman.
He's
Who was
not
a woman
trans.
before.
He
just has-
he was a man. He was born a man, but he has the.
Oh, so
Women
hermaphrodite.
organs. Yeah.
I wouldn't. No. He doesn't have the. He doesn't have a vagina.
Okay.
But he has a uterus.
Damn.
You get what I mean?
So how does he get his
So what would
period?
Jesus do?
I'm so confused. Sorry. Also, at this point, is there need for us to watch this movie? Because I feel like you've given
For me,
us,
you know,
you've
like
given us the whole synopsis
You're
of the
the-
movie.
And
Another
the
virgin
whole-
birth coming through.
Like the whole
shit.
movie, I was just like, when he said what condition he had, I was like, this niggas really had a point to prove. Because now it goes back to what G was saying about the guy, the right wing guy, who's written everything about, the Pope.
Yeah.
Because the Pope had spoken about the gay.
Yes.
He'd spoken about the padres and touching little boys. So there's quite a bit. So let's see.
Funny enough, like Twitter aunties and grannies are really going off. Like unfortunately, there are babes who are showing or kids who are showing their moms or their aunties like reacting to them, giving them the news that Pope Francis has passed, and they're really not having it. Like they're in tears. They're really sobbing about it. So yeah, I guess.
Yo, did you see that prank where this kid was lying to the mom that... Oh no, it was when the queen died, right?
yeah.
When she passed away, and this kid goes and tells the mom that the queen passed away, and the mom was like, Beyonce?
Oh, wow.
So it's a thing, like, bro, no, they usually feel a way about like celebrities, even the king.
Yeah.
When the
Yeah.
king passes, these people are gonna cry. These people are gonna crash out for real.
Like this guy over here. Where were you when the queen died? Didn't you feel a bit...
Shed a tear or two.
I
like-
can't even remember where I was like, but she
Nigga said, fuck reparations.
didn't. Oh, she died after meeting the prime minister, didn't she?
No, he died.
After meeting the
No,
prince.
no.
Who? The Queen?
Yeah, no, the queen died after meeting the
The
president.
Indian guy?
I think it's either the Indian guy or
The new guy?
or the girl.
But
Liz
let's
Truss.
talk about now the Pope. Man, he met J.D. Vance.
And died
the
seven-
vice
and died
president.
the day after.
Same day. It
he
was the same
just
day, wasn't it? It was a few hours after.
J.D. Vance. Did you hear that? Yo, you got to put that clip. He was like, I'll pray for you every day. I was
Yeah.
like,
Then he kept
nigga.
saying, God bless you. God bless. I'm
He was like, I'll pray for you.
It's giving sus.
Yo, I think the Pope was just like,
Do you think kawaida people become overly religious when they're around religious people?
Yeah.
So
It's like
apparently-
a front you're putting up. Like when you go to
Probably.
church, there's how you're going to be that you usually aren't.
Probably. But apparently, JD Vance has literally just become Catholic.
oh,
Okay.
Yeah, so that's the story. Apparently, he just completely converted or decided to fully embrace Catholicism. And that's why, and then the Pope was just like, come through. I got to talk to you.
Interesting.
So he went and visited him. And after that whole, I'm going to pray for you every day. God bless you. God bless you. So someone was breaking it down and was just like, firstly, even the guy who was next to him, he called him father. He wasn't meant to be called father. You're not meant to call the Pope you're not meant to call him a specific name. Also, there's a specific way to greet him. So they were just like, he
Really?
didn't do his research. Yeah, he didn't do his research. And then after that is when the Pope was just like, sent his second in command and was just like, go tell that guy off. And do you guys know this part of the story?
no.
You're telling me. I'm finding out.
So,
What happened
so
was...
news is what happened was the Pope, because he didn't have the energy to do so when he was meeting JD Vance. So after that, he was just like, let's cut this short. But then sent his second in command and was just like, go tell him I don't like what he's doing with the immigrants. I don't like what he's
so
doing
this
at
was
Gaza.
after.
Wow.
Now
So
after
this
the
wasn't
met,
televised, eh?
Yes, it wasn't televised.
Okay,
So sent his second in command. He was just like, give him the word, like literally read him for pure filth. So yeah,
Interesting.
still
Okay.
waiting to see if it's actual news. And then after that, a few hours later,
My man's gone.
yep.
J.D. Vance, man, if he's converted to be a Catholic, his household is very interesting.
You know who needs to convert?
Who?
Shannon goddamn Sharp.
To what?
I don't know, but he needs to fix his life.
Shannon Sharp.
He's also had heat from last year back
I'm
to
glad
back.
that you're here.
With Michelle.
Shannon Sharp, right? Would
the
you
baby
date
in me.
a 20-year-old girl?
A 20-year-old girl. Me?
Yes.
No,
Why?
because
No,
my
no,
daughter.
no.
Literally.
Please.
Yeah.
You think you're the first person to ever think about dating it? Answer it from the podcast perspective. Don't bring your daughter into this.
There is a podcast. It's really like
There's a cutoff.
Yeah.
20 what?
But hold on, we're talking about Shannon Sharp.
No.
How did I get here?
Answer the question you've been asked.
No, see, we're
You've been asked
Would
a question.
I never answered.
Let
no.
the man
Shannon,
cook.
you and Shannon Sharp are from the same century.
From the same
Wow.
century. So are you.
Yes, we are.
So we all are.
Less, but yeah.
No, I'm trying to be dramatic.
Clearly.
So Shannon
And
Sharp.
I say no, like no.
Shannon Sharp, repeat offender.
And Shannon Sharp's older than me.
Yeah, he is.
So that makes it even. I mean, I can't say it's worse, but this
No.
makes it like, you know.
Wait, what's going on? What do you mean by
So
make it worse? What's
basically,
going on? Yeah.
What's going on for context is Shannon Sharp, who's 56 years old, was apparently in Pound Town with sorry.
No,
With
I like the lingo. Who are you hanging out with nowadays,
with
bro?
a 20,
With a 20
This nigga
a
said
20-year-old.
when we began the-
20-year-old lady who's famous for being on OnlyFans.
OnlyFans, right?
Yeah, she has OnlyFans,
Good.
right? So the conversation, the text messages have leaked of them going back and forth about, what they were going to do. Clearly, they've been in a relationship for
A while.
For a while.
Yeah.
Then there's a clip, the 30-second clip of the phone call. When they're having a conversation, and Shannon says something to her, and she says, "Stop manipulating me." And they go back and forth, and Shannon says, "The next time I see you, I'm gonna choke the fuck out of you," or some
Yeah,
shit
if
like
you
that.
say that again,
And what
the
did she
next time-
respond? She responded and said, "Oh, I don't think
want
so.
you to choke me."
I don't think I want to be choked."
Yeah, something of the
It was
sort.
very subtle,
Right.
Very polite.
very
Very.
polite.
Yeah.
Right. So here's the thing.
Oh,
I think.
no offense.
Here's the thing that I think, right? It's like, first of all, for the profile that Shannon has, for the career that he's had in terms of sports, because he was an amazing sportsman, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, why does he always get caught with his pants down?
Yeah.
Bro, do you not know the products that he pushes?
Shannon Sharp.
Male enhancement products.
Yeah, man.
Oh, really?
Yeah, sexual performance
when you listen
product.
to his podcast, he even gets
Cinco.
more. He's even getting more pussy than Ocho Cinco is. He be telling Ocho be like, "Sorry, Hank, what you just say?" He's like, "Me, you, her, Lakers in 5."
Lakers in 5.
So also Loki with Ocho because his wife is on Basketball Wives and
His wife?
or his
Ocho?
ex, yeah.
Ocho has a wife.
Yes.
Ocho's
Damn,
wife or ex-wife?
I ain't even know.
It's a wife. It's a wife. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
She's
The
on
one-
Basketball Wives.
Yeah, the one he took for the football game.
Yeah,
and
so
was like,
his shit can't necessarily be out there like
Yeah,
that,
yeah, of
right?
course.
Because he's gonna be Evelyn, one of the biggest celebrities from Basketball Wives. She's basically the creator of Basketball Wives.
Really?
So ain't no way that he's gonna do that shit and
But
Evelyn is out here.
but Shannon has kids, right? 3 kids,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
And the last time that he cheated on her and it came out, she was literally just like, let this be the last time your hoes are gonna be popping up in our shit.
Who that?
Now
who?
Shannon.
Shannon.
Not Shannon, now Ocho.
Ocho.
That's why you probably hear him getting less dick than Shannon is. Because
Less
he's more,
dick.
he's more,
Pussy, not
more
dick.
pussy, sorry.
Come on.
Than Shannon is.
Yeah, I
'Cause
was
Shannon,
wondering.
Damn.
My bad.
I was
Listen,
like,
I'm
right,
projecting.
You know something that I don't?
Lakers in 5.
Shit.
So Shannon is probably more vocal about the pussies that he's getting.
Yeah, but because of the target audience of
That
what they
too,
have,
yeah.
they're playing to the advantage because, he's an older single man. He's a
And
guy
this,
who's married.
yeah.
And also when you look at Ocho's career and who he was, this guy was running through the yard as well.
Mad. Yeah.
Mad. So him is just chilled, right? But so now here's the crazy thing. So the case, so what happened is this, right? So they've been meeting about this alleged rape allegation.
Yeah.
Right? So they've been meeting, and the mediator of this, Shannon, his lawyer, the lady,
And her lawyer.
and her lawyer, and the mediator is a retired judge.
yeah.
So word on the street is Shannon was about to sign a $100 million deal for his podcast.
Really?
Yeah.
This week. But this whole story broke out.
Oh, wow.
You get. And while they were having a conversation, he wanted to settle.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Outside.
Before everything.
Yeah.
And he
Yeah.
offered $10 million.
Out of
But
court. man.
apparently, they want 50.
Right.
Yeah.
You get? Because the word on the street is the deal was for 100M. You get? So that is why when he now put out, when the text messages and the video went out, because it was put out,
Yeah.
and then when you watch the clip, when Shannon yesterday was saying, "Oh, this is the same lawyer,
A shakedown,
Busby,
yeah.
it's a shakedown, what, and all of that." So that's where, as of, because now
Today
while we're
we are.
recording this,
Yeah.
it's about to be morning, so I know there's going to be a lot of
Development.
because now on the clip he said, you know what, go ahead and drop the 10-minute clip because if I had it, I'd drop it.
Yeah.
Because you see, which I understand, because if you get 30 seconds off of a conversation,
Yeah, you can't get context.
There's no context.
yes,
Yeah.
you get what I mean? Yeah, and clearly you can tell these are two consenting adults.
Yeah.
But
Right.
still, man, yo,
So-
Shannon, she's 20, bro.
She's 20.
But she's
Okay,
big
it's
on, but she's big on OnlyFans.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
is.
What's her content like on OnlyFans? Is it sexual? I don't know. I'm asking.
It's not fingers.
From what I
it's
understand,
sexual.
it's
I'm sure
very,
she's
it's a
not
lot of-
cooking all the
Yeah,
time.
it's a lot of role play and also very sexual as well.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Is she
and
white?
this is-
Basically, my
He's
man's
white,
been
yeah.
on
Of course
OnlyFans,
he's
has
white.
become a fan,
Yeah.
and then just used his access to.
Actually access,
Because
yeah.
some of the
Wow.
text messages when she was like, "Hey, I want you to tie me up in a dog collar
Yeah.
and fuck the shit out of me." There's even at some
There's a
point
text
where
that
she
says
says
that?
Yeah, there's even some point
It's
where
very
she says
explicit.
when she says, "I want you to put a big black baby in me."
Put the big black baby.
She said that.
Yeah.
So what are they arguing about?
So, okay, and this is what I'm saying. I'm not going to say anybody's right in this case.
All right, what is
right?
what is the allegation? Is the allegation rape or
Rape.
it's rape? That's the allegation.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's
Okay.
one text message where she says he gave it to her without no condom,
Okay.
and she says, "Shannon, no means no."
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the Achilles heel, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
So now that's the story.
You think he's gonna make it out of this one? How do you think the case is gonna go?
I mean, last time when the clip leaked and it was on his Instagram,
Michelle.
with Miss Auntie. Yeah.
Yeah, Unc needs to leave his phone out of.
He really does.
Nah, that nigga
He
went
needs to
on
stop
live
having
for
phone
real.
calls. He needs to stop texting. Every time
maybe
he's around.
maybe he doesn't even understand technology because some
Nah,
of
he
those
does,
texts,
bro. He does.
He does.
Maybe
Like,
This
He
nigga
doesn't.
knows.
But let me
This
tell
nigga
you.
knows exactly what he's doing.
Because even right now on iPhones, you can record your phone
You
conversations, right? But then you will tell the other person that it's being recorded.
recorded, yeah.
I'm sure that babe was recording that conversation and he had no idea that was happening. You get? Not that, if you remove the 10-minute clip, it's going to incriminate him more. Or it's going to actually, give him justice or whatever you want to call him.
When you look at those text messages that have been leaked from both of them, you can tell this is not just your average iMessage.
Yeah.
This is from a telecommunication company.
Right.
Because it has it coming out as an email,
Yes,
who's
that's
the
what that-
sender,
yeah.
details, what. So you know when.
Isn't that for court though?
Yeah. Because now
okay.
you've been given permission and all.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I don't know, man. I feel sad for him because he's a fan favorite for sure.
Yeah.
Playoffs currently ongoing. So
Lakers in 5.
Lakers in 5. You know what I mean?
Also, 1 time, shame on me. Shame on you. 2 times, shame on me. 3 times. This is one too many times this shit has happened to him.
You know, here's the thing.
Nah, this is different.
No.
The other ones were of a different nature. Like
But
I leak
Guys,
over here.
you have to remember one thing. 2 consenting adults, right?
Yeah.
But that lady does say, yo, I said no. And
And no means no.
Valid.
So,
Yeah.
so that's the allegation.
Yeah.
First and foremost.
I've just seen this. It says it's just been. So now it's official. Shannon Sharp faces $50 million lawsuit from Gabriela Zuniga. So that's like now an hour ago.
An hour ago, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we've woken up to this because, for them, time difference and
Yeah.
everything. Yeah. 50 mil. Like,
He's always in some shit.
So
he needs to
bro.
figure
And on
But
the-
you remember
together.
Monique said, listen, you don't need Monique was like very explicit. He was like, you need a woman to come home to. And she was, and
She said
Monique,
when he interviewed her.
yeah. And Shannon was being asked, no. Monique was like, you don't need a 20-year-old or a 30-year-old. And
woman.
Yeah, because
and Shannon was like, 30-year-old? No, I don't need that. And she went on and said, you need an older woman who's going to be old ass bitch. She actually said, bitch, that's what you need. Because now,
So
Can't tell
apparently,
that.
so this, like you said, apparently, to what I'm reading here, the two have been dating since 2023.
Yeah.
Right up into 2025. And he's accused of sexually abusing her on multiple occasions as the romance progressed in 24 and 25. While he is protesting his innocence, despite a bombshell text released by his own attorney showing the accuser telling him no means no after he allegedly raped her on January of this year. He's been called out by Charlemagne this morning for lacking discipline and security. Yeah.
who? So Shannon's been called out by Charlemagne
Charlemagne, yeah.
yeah.
for lacking?
Saying that he
I know where you want to
decency
go with this, but
and discipline and
kinda,
security.
yeah.
You know, Charlemagne calls out everybody. It's just a
Donkey
quote
of the day or some shit.
or whatever it is. Yeah. But we'll see how this one unfolds. It's a very unfortunate situation.
But from his statement, I hate that he dragged Jay-Z into it.
yeah, that was
but was it the
unnecessary.
same guy?
Tony Busby, Jay-Z. I was like,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
that case is already gone.
No,
Busby's
no,
on the
yeah.
Diddy story.
No, I'm playing that card if I'm him, bro.
No, but
I'm
you
playing
see,
that
like
card
if I
if
was
I'm
Jay-Z
him.
yesterday, I'm chilling.
Like,
I'm
nigga.
watching that. I'm like,
Why'd you say
nigga,
fuck me
shut
Fuck
the
Jay-Z.
up.
We're rehashing this shit because there's context over here. This is the same guy who went for Jay-Z. Of course, it's gonna apply. It's gonna insinuate that,
No, just
or maybe
say-
he's trying to do the
just
same
say
thing.
Tony Busby. You don't have to drag Jay-Z's name into your
No, I'm
fucking
sorry,
statement.
Jay. I'm sorry,
when
Jay.
Jay-Z was putting a statement out, Busby's already also on the Diddy case. Jay-Z never said Diddy this, that.
Because it's different. You can't use Diddy in your defense, but I can use Jay in my defense.
Facts.
And speaking of, Diddy added Young Thug's lawyer to his team.
Okay.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
The white guy.
yeah.
He's a
Yeah,
dope
Brad
guy. I'm
Steele.
gonna lose.
All right.
The lawyer
Gotta
who
lose
went
some
to jail
respect
to
for
spend
him.
time with
Yeah.
Thug.
Yeah.
Wow.
Man, that's
Added him
the
to
one.
his team.
All right, guys, before we started the podcast today, I had to give these guys a little tutorial, yeah? All right, watch this. So this is, Andy, what's up? I'm teaching these guys how to play Aviator. Yeah? So like, look. So you see,
What, 200
so I've got 200 there. teaching Calvin how to play. So you see, I
I
can
know
bet.
how to play it. I know how to play
So waiting for
it.
the next round, right? I bet two bob,
Oh,
yeah?
yeah. Look at that.
So now, you're supposed to now cash out before the plane flies away. So like, it's a game of risk. Like, you see how the plane is flying because I've not bet. So you get me? So now, watch. This time I'm going to bet now. So this time, hold on.
Why doesn't it
Why is it
doesn't
not going?
have like a sound? Let me switch on the sound.
Cash out. See, I can cash out. You get me?
Okay, so
So if I press it out now, I'm cashing out before. So I cashed out before.
how much have you won?
3 bob. You get me?
Okay.
But you can see now. But now you see, I could have stayed longer. Because now you see this got up to even 5.
Oh, stop it.
No, but I already cashed out already.
Oh, shit. Now this is the one that's going to go up to like 20.
Because you get, now you see. I could have waited till it's got to like, it flew away at 13.
So that's 13 times 200.
Yes, but times 2 bob. Because I'm betting 2 bob. But now you could see, you could bet up to even 510 grand. You get me? So that's the problem. Me, I'm waiting to cash out. So me, I'm a coward, so I'm going to cash out now.
Always wait for like 5.
No, it doesn't get to 5. And
See?
I'm cashing out. You see? So I bet, I cashed out there. So I'm not, bet 2 bob. I'm playing for 2 bob. But yesterday I played for 50 bob and I
Oh,
lost.
you started with 50 bob?
No, I started with 2 bob. Went to 12.
No. Nikola dereva.
Yeah, so it's very addictive. Guys, this week everyone's just talking about Aviator.
Oh, yeah.
But guys, I played it yesterday and I lost 50 bob. I'm done.
I like how you're so vexed about losing 50 bob.
It's the principle, it's not the
I
money.
know. It's about the losing. It's a losing part.
I can tell. So there's a lot of talk about Aviator and the effect it's having on people and betting in general. And it's betting is always under the spotlight.
Yeah.
But I can tell you one thing. I can see how that game could be addictive.
Yeah.
Because it's so simple to play.
You're trying to catch the next high. Like,
Yeah,
how
literally.
far can it fly?
Yeah. How far is this airplane gonna fly before it crashes?
Exactly.
Have you guys like? Do you guys have a past in gambling? Any of you guys?
Me, no.
No.
We could start with like simple things like pool.
No, but when betting came in, like we was first coming into Kenya, I used to bet. And I used to bet.
What happened?
Even our boss at the time used to bet.
Oh, really?
Yes. But it was a football thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay,
So we used to
okay.
just bet. But
Were
I
you good at
remember
it?
there's a time when I lost. I'd bet, and I probably bet like 7K. And then 1 week now I won 40K. And I was done. I was like, we up, baby. And I'm out. I left the game because like I know myself. I've got very addicted. Like even yesterday when I was playing Aviator, right?
Eat your fingers, eh?
Like that's why I literally only put 50 bob on this thing.
Yeah.
Because I know myself. I get so enamored with these things. Like, well, today I actually put another 200 bob on it as well.
It was for tutorials.
But it was for tutorials.
Yeah, purpose.
I mean,
for
so it's
tutorials.
Hapo mmejitetea
5
hapo,
times
lakini
4.
ni sawa.
So next is 800.
Yeah, I mean, so I'm just saying that I know myself, and I know myself with games and stuff. Like, I can see how people can get addicted to that
That's
thing.
true.
But here's the question. The question is, it's like, is it the fault of the betting company, or is it the fault of the person who's betting? Where does if we have to apportion blame, where does the blame lie?
Yeah.
No one. It lies on solely the person who is betting. Because no one is forcing you to stake a claim.
Right.
Sure.
No one is coming to get that money forcefully out of your
Right.
M-Pesa or out of your pocket and asking you, now I need you to stake that claim because we might get rich
Right.
soon, you know.
Right.
So as much as that is the case, I feel like there should also be some measures put in place, just like anything else that people get involved in, that isn't dangerous or that isn't harmful, but its abuse or excess of it becomes harmful.
Right.
So now you put measures in there to kind of mitigate those harmful
Because I listen to TalkSport in the radio station in the UK a lot.
Right.
And there's a lot of betting companies who bet. Sorry, on TalkSport, right? And they are the messaging about betting responsibly is so
First.
first.
Yeah.
And the thing is, to the point now where they've got little apps and stuff that prevent you from being able to bet between particular times and this and that and that. So it's compulsive. My uncle was a gambler. Like 100%. My late uncle was a gambling addict to the point of taking money out of the house and going to the betting shop and stuff. So the thing about it is, it's like betting has always been there. Personally speaking, I used to love going to the horse races, like the actual event.
Yeah.
Because when you bet and you're at the track, it's like different because you can see the horse and
The adrenaline.
The adrenaline is
Yeah.
crazy. Not so much a fan of it. Like, so I mean, I think at the end of the day, like, as we go by day after day, personal responsibility is being reduced more and more and more and more. It's like, for example, it's like, okay, let's ban Aviator, let's ban betting, right? Because these people have lost fortunes.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, like you said, like nobody went and told them to go.
And bet.
Right.
Yeah.
Now there's some people saying that there's a neuroscience element of these things, which there is. Because, you know, a lot of research is done by app companies and phone companies about how to keep you engaged.
Yeah.
In a age where keeping someone's attention is a financial
That's
necessity.
the business. Yeah.
That's the business.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is what I'm trying to say.
Yes.
But I don't know. I mean, it's like cocaine. Like, I mean, the
rush.
cocaine, and by the way, cocaine's
know.
illegal. Just want you guys to know that, right? But I have never taken cocaine. I would never take cocaine.
If it was legal, would you try it?
See, why, Andy? No, I wouldn't.
I like it.
Someone said we should bring back those. Will you?
No, 'cause the thing about it is, it's like I fear what cocaine could do to
Addiction.
me,
Yeah.
or
Or
cocaine addiction
An
could do to
addictive
me.
nature.
So with my addictive nature.
Okay.
So my responsibility to myself is to never ever try cocaine or any of those other kind of drugs, right? So there's a level of personal responsibility that I have to myself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I know that if I go and do that, it might be a slippery slope for me.
Yeah.
So now we're dealing with a lot of people who are a lot younger, who probably even a lot less exposed. At what point, as a 20-year-old, 18-year-old, 19-year-old, and you have to tie it into the economic circumstances of our time.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Yes.
Fam, guys are desperate
Yeah.
out there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So as much as somebody can go into House of Parliament and say, oh, by the way, ban Aviator, ban this, ban that, we have to look at the context of which a lot of these young people are actually living.
Yeah.
But, you know, and I'm glad you mentioned the economic bit of it, right? Couple of years ago, we had a lot of betting booths. Remember them? With so many different companies. Remember when the ban on betting kind of really happened?
Hit, yeah.
The first one in the Uhuru government. And many companies exited. There was also higher taxes on betting on wins.
Yes.
Because before there wasn't a tax on your winnings. That was implemented. The shops where people used to go bet, like I remember Westie. Electric Avenue.
Yes,
there used to
yes.
be one over there, right next to
I
where
remember.
Burger Hut used
Yes, I
to
remember,
be.
yeah, there's-
Guys would be there betting
remember.
in Tao. There were so many. But like you mentioned, the economic bit of it, right? So right now, it's very tough. A lot of people are struggling. But let me tell you guys this, right? Betting companies, when you see any of these betting companies, first and foremost, if you have a betting license, part of your license has a clause and an arm that says you have to really push responsible betting. Like there's so many different things that they do. Even in terms of what do you call it, CSR.
Yeah.
That still is pushing responsible betting. But now here's the thing: you're seated at home, you don't have a job. You're probably educated, or you are looking for money, or your folks are looking for money to go take you to a tertiary institution, and all of that. This is 9 o'clock news. A betting company says a guy like yesterday I watched one. Yesterday I watched one actually. It said this guy had put 15 shillings.
Yep.
And he won 15 million.
Yep.
Right? Betting companies have something called testimonies.
Yeah.
And people have been brought in by the testimonies. The fact that, there's hope that this guy put in 15 bob. And he was even
Got a
saying,
15 mil.
the guy was saying, yo, I've cut this,
Yeah.
all of them aligned. Nah. And I could see even the speech was welcome to the millionaire club. You're the latest millionaire in town. Yo, even me when I'm there watching this news and I'm like 15 million out of 15.
bob.
Yeah.
I'ma try it.
There's no, there's no investment that's bringing me that kind of thing.
Fact.
So when you think about the testimonies upon testimonies, this week, the other day I was talking to a friend of mine. I'm like, yo, are we linking up? The guy was like, no, we're going for a party at one of our family friends. The guy was won ATM. I'm like, ATM. You get what I mean? Guys are winning out here.
And that's the thing. I was going to also say the same thing about the stories. People don't necessarily bet because they want to sometimes. It's because they've had a story.
Yeah.
And they're just like, if something feels attainable enough, you're going to do it. You're like, okay, if they only had 15 bob, if I put in the 50 bob that I have, if I put in 2 socks that I have, I'm probably going to make like 10 times more than what they made. So of course they're going to continue betting until they're like, okay, the next one is definitely mine. I'll tell you this, I bet sometimes.
I'm actually playing here while we talk.
Wow.
No, I'm not. I'm just
And
for
you made it
research.
to 16. So even for me, when
Look
I
at that,
bet,
24. It's gone to like
pull
24.
out. Pull out.
No, I already did.
Oh, okay.
I'm safe betting.
Ashley, stop it.
Right. Bro, look, see that's the thing. It's gone to like 50, 70, 73
After you've pulled out.
after I've pulled out.
Yep.
That's what they
So even
get
for
you.
me when
Look,
I'm
it
betting.
went to 100. So if I'd left
So you
my
see-
100 bob in, that would have been like 10 G's.
There we
Exactly.
go. So even for me when I'm betting, it's based on like my friends telling me how, oh shit, yeah, after like 2 months of betting, of putting in like 2 sock, I hit a jackpot of like 150 or 250 or 300. So I'm just like, if I put in like 200, every bet slip they give me, you never know when it might be my luck. You know
Low
what
risk,
I
high
mean?
reward.
Exactly.
You know what would be interesting, right? I'd like to actually sit and have a conversation with, like, remember that guy who won that jackpot for one of the betting companies back in the day? Was it like 200 and something M?
Yeah.
Right? And that guy he was given his money when...
The one who came with a mask or some shit.
Yeah.
No. That mask, I don't think was here.
No,
over here, it's...
Wasn't here?
No, over there's a
There
guy
was
over here who
one,
came with a
mask.
One, he just didn't
Oh, really?
know. Yeah.
No, it's crazy that we're talking about betting, right? In the US right now, there's a European company that hedged a bet and we're using security, like how we have like a Wells Fargo G4S kind of thing to buy them tickets. They bought tickets worth $25 million.
Wow.
Damn,
And
bro.
they won.
Wow.
Like when you've bought tickets worth $25 million, like anybody else who's placing bets is, as in the chances and the odds.
Yeah.
So now it's a whole story that's in court because the first and foremost, the security company, the freight company were like, us guys, we're not to be involved in this. We were just being paid and providing a service, and legally you can buy as many
As you want.
as
That's
you want.
true. Yeah.
Yeah,
So I want you to know, since I've been sat here, right, I've won 54 bob, right?
that was good.
Good job. You made your
Because
50
I was
back.
down. I made my 50. I made my 50 bob down, right? So you know what I'm gonna do now in real time, yeah? I'm now going to increase. I got 232 bob now. I'm gonna make my next. I've cashed out there.
But that's the problem right there.
Wait. I know what I'm doing here. I'm now. This is how it starts.
That's what they say.
I'm
yeah.
now going to increase my stake to 200 bob to see if the plane crashes faster.
And it was at that moment.
Yeah.
Right.
You're
let's
about to
see.
find out.
But betting, gambling is a thing because they're also betting or gambling on who the next pope is going to be. Like it's a business already running in the background.
There's that.
If anything has odds, it doesn't matter. Even if it's one bus getting to the destination before another bus, one
not.
plane getting to another destination
It's
before
gambling.
another plane.
Oh, wow.
You guys should
Gambling
watch.
I
is
made another
gambling.
40 bob.
You
Good
guys should watch.
No,
There's,
no,
there's an
I'm
episode.
going back to my 2 bob bets.
There's an episode about gambling on John Oliver's last week tonight, from maybe about 4 or 5 weeks ago. And it was interesting how in the European countries, some of the betting companies have now started building like boxes where people are playing football, and you find it's the same guys.
And you bet on the.
And you bet on the guys who are playing who's going to score fast.
shit.
Yeah.
Like it's active
I'm
like
done.
that.
I'm
Guys who are
done.
playing
You've
table
lost.
Lost all your
tennis.
money, didn't you?
I've lost.
Yeah, guys who are
I'm
playing
done.
table tennis, guys who are all of these different kind of odds. Like there's literal guys are betting just about anything. But I was saying that's a mistake right there. There's a person who's watching the podcast right now, and he's gonna be like, that big guy G Money is on Aviator.
No, but the thing about it is I was doing it in the context of
Research.
the conversation that we have here.
Yeah.
And to show you, my perspective is, imagine I started with 190 bob. I could have put whatever money there, 190 bob. I played while you guys was talking. I got to 290 bob. Then guess what? I increased my stake. I lost it all. I'm done. Me, I know I'm done.
Okay, so that was one side of the coin. If I was gambling,
Yeah.
and I won like 100M, are you guys coming to congratulate me or what?
For damn
First
sure.
of all, if I win 100M, no one is knowing, bro. No one is gonna find out
No,
that I won.
What's that movie Bawa was in?
now
Lottery ticket.
Lottery ticket.
Yeah.
But now here's the thing.
Classic.
I don't know about the laws, and we could confirm this, but you have to appear.
No, if
You have to claim.
to the betting company.
Yes.
Yeah.
You have to appear something like that.
Yeah, you have to.
But nobody needs to know who you are.
No,
That's the betting
as in-
company. Listen, them, they know me.
No, there's that whole thing for you have to appear to be seen.
You wear a mask like that guy.
Wait. Do you realize that Austin has got the gambling control
Yeah.
bill up?
Act, I saw that. Yeah.
Cool.
You get. So this is towards the act and what have you, right?
what PDM
But now the law of you actually have to. Yeah.
But if you show up, you can go with a mask.
You're there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
you can wear I don't know.
A balaclava.
I think
A balaclava, a
Me
hat,
pulling up in a
sunglasses,
coffee and a homa.
I think-
have a cold.
mask.
I think that if I bet anonymously, I should be able to collect my winnings anonymously. Yeah.
Yes, but that's 100M.
So
It's not 100K that's been sent
it's a big
directly
win.
to you.
they need to. So you're saying with the betting company, because obviously for the betting company to say, "Hey, look at G, he's won 100 million," is for them to show other people that
Testimony.
it's possible.
Yes.
And
So that they can
accountability
continue.
as well. So that you guys didn't just make up someone who won the money and then
Fam,
you ate all the money.
Let me
I'm
tell
guessing.
you guys this. No one should ever try and use this. If I won 100M, I have many doctor friends. I am suddenly in hospital on the drip
Oh,
and
not
everything.
deceased.
The betting company.
Witness
I'm trying to
protection.
take you to Nairobi hospital until to deliver a check. Aye. The Chamoka, one eye open. We've gone. Oh, thank
Let's
God.
roll, yeah.
Yo,
funny.
do you know how many people? There's a lot of people who don't know me out here. Hey, 100 I'm never going back to Shags again.
But also, I mean, as we wrap up the Aviator conversation, guys, if you are people who bet, if you are one of those people who bet, with the uproar that's going on, even with the harsh economic conditions, and I know, as I say, we speak from a point of privilege, right? The fact of the matter is that at the end of the day, there's an element of self-control that you need to have with, not just in gambling, but just in life in general. You get me? So I just implore anybody, and if you think it's a problem, because I know lawyers who have had betting issues where their families have had to intervene and treat it like an addiction.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? So, and it can affect anyone. So I just implore you that if you do feel you are on that slippery slope, please reach out to somebody and say, yo, this is going on and I need help, because you do need help. All
On
right?
that, the government has established a rapid response team to provide a multi-sectoral approach to the escalating crisis of online gambling addiction among young people. So the
Right.
government is also proactive with this via the Ministry of Health.
And actually, I think one thing that a lot of people don't know is all betting companies actually have a toll-free, responsible betting
Number.
line.
Right.
So I think a lot more, all of the betting companies, which they definitely do, but they need to up it. Just like how you were saying on TalkSport, right?
Yeah.
They speak about more responsible betting.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean, one of those things. Yeah.
Cool. Guys, let's get into these Q&As, man, because they've been percolating for a week.
Yeah.
So shout going out to everyone who sent in their questions that they wanted us to answer last week. Let's do as many of them as we can. How long have we got?
Long enough.
Long enough. All right, good stuff. Where do we start?
From the top.
Oh, are we doing all of them? Some of them are not.
Whichever we can do.
Kindly
cool.
share an email, huh?
Right. Kindly
Which one was
that? Kindly. Oh, there you go. This is a good way. This is where it started, actually.
Okay.
What's one belief you held 5 years ago that you've completely changed your mind about?
Yeah.
For me, it has to be religion, bro.
Yeah?
Has to be religion. Yeah. Becoming more spiritual as opposed to getting deeper into religion.
Right.
Yeah. Beliefs and all that. I think that's the biggest thing for me. Yeah.
I think the biggest change that I can say that I wouldn't say it was a belief or such, but I really had this deep-seated feeling that, you know, I could fix people and fix lives and make deeper changes in lives. I don't believe that shit no more. I believe that like the only thing I can do is try to be the best version of myself and hopefully impacts people.
Yeah.
But to go out there and say, let me fix, nah, I'm not in that
Savior
no more.
complex.
Yeah, savior complex, yeah.
Yeah.
Bob the Builder.
I think for me, more and more, and I think just my having conversations with my mom kind of affirmed it when she was like, "No one's coming to save you."
Yeah.
I was literally about to say that.
She told me that. I was like,
Explain.
she was like, yeah.
I was driving to the studio today, actually, with Meshach, and I was saying that, like, in the context of life, when you think about all of these people who are out there, we drive past so many people, the buildings, the institutions, like, nobody actually cares.
True.
Nobody actually cares. So the sooner you realize that, the easier it is.
True.
Yeah.
I think I'll combine yours and Calvin's and G's.
China and US trade war.
We did that last week. That's not
Update on that. He's kind of rescinding on it. As of today, he was
Trump.
like, yeah, 145 is too high. So
Yeah.
he's going to take it back.
mad.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, keep zooming on
Hey, you may
that.
blow up, man.
why-
Wow.
Why the fuck
That
don't
has
you
fit
want
the whole
us to choose,
screen.
nigga?
He said you're not
the
getting
fuck?
an option.
Yeah.
Yo, we're not that blind, eh?
Violence.
The struggles that young people go through to make it in life, pressure they're facing. Another conversation that I had over the last 24 hours.
To make it.
I feel that
Okay, please zoom in a bit.
the struggles that young people go through to make it in life, pressure they're facing. I think, honestly, this generation that is coming up now, young people are probably going through it the most than any other generation. Because I feel that, like, for us guys, even though we knew life was hard and our parents didn't have it the way the rich kids had it and stuff, we still had that bond amongst each other. So we knew that, like, our routine was come home, do your little chores, head out, meet your friends, you play till it's dark, you go home, you eat, you sleep.
Yeah.
So there was a level of we supported each other kind of thing. So
Community.
we grew up in a community. I kind of feel that now young people don't have that level of community. And another reason, even if they know a lot of people, there are so many standards being foisted upon people from different online angles that you quite never get a chance to grow into yourself. So I think that young people in this generation are probably going through more struggles and more pressures than even we face, even if they are socially more financially up there than we were.
I feel like I should have paid attention. I was at a place that had some young people the other day, and they were all, doing some sort of graduation, and they were all like giving different testimonies, right? And what really stuck to me was some of the problems that are coming from home that are ignored, combined with the pressures of life right now, what they're facing, and also people around you who don't care, not enough mentors. Like, it's so fucked. I don't think people understand.
Mentorship especially.
Yeah, like all around.
Yeah.
Like, you know when you think about, like, you used when you were growing up.
Yeah, Donovan is always
Yeah.
my example.
You know what I mean? Like, now imagine you had, let's use a circle as an example, right? You're in the middle and it was big, but now it's just crashing against you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think what needs to really happen is, if especially you have the bandwidth to kind of know that this is, home is not a safe space. Or this friendship group that I'm in is not
Yeah.
a safe space. You really need to look for that, because that can really help you.
Yeah. Also, let's consider social media as well, because I think that's one really big pressure as well. Where you get on your TikTok, get on your Instagram, and see people doing things or like making money, and you're wondering why you're not there as well. So I think that's also a really big thing that young people need to get over as well, and just find their niche, find where they're comfortable or what works for them.
I'd say don't take it to heart. You're not
Yeah.
special. Everybody is going through a variation of a challenge. So it is what it is. It's a constant in life, the ups and the downs.
Yeah, man, you're either getting into a problem, just leaving it, or about to find one.
Roundabout business.
Yeah, man.
Yo, this semen retention question, Andy, please. The floor
Bro,
is yours.
bado tuko hapo age gap. So, semen retention, you've skipped like 2, 3.
No, but we're not doing age gap. We kind of touched on it.
No, ni
earlier.
variety ndio pia
Yeah,
tusikuwe
Shannon.
deep sana for 5 minutes.
Does semen retention for you guys help? Have you all been on this path before? Does it pay payoff. I'll say this:
Do tell.
semen retention. Of course, yeah, the obvious things. Your levels of testosterone are going to be amped, but other than that, I think it sharpens a lot of things that you don't really maybe think about. For example, how you move, your precision when it comes to doing things. But on this other side, I think sex is more enjoyable when you practice semen retention, because you're stocking up on the, how do I put it?
The anticipation.
The anticipation, you know, like it's crazy. And
So edging.
yeah, you're basically edging yourself. And you know the payoff after edging.
It's gonna be explosive.
Exactly. So it's a very good payoff. I have been down this path before. I wouldn't say you have to or you don't have to. It's a preference thing.
Imagine the astronaut who just came back, the man and woman who was
After
trapped
8
in
months.
Nini.
Do you think? Oh, whoa,
Bro,
Wait,
the guy
when
got
they in
home.
space,
The
can they
wife
not jump
was on
off?
him like this.
No, ndo nilikuwa niseme wameacha DNA huko manze.
Oh,
They left DNA out there, man.
Also, when they jack off in space,
You
like when they
imagine
bust
your-
the nut, it
and
just like
it's just there, moving slowly.
50
these are
years
your
later.
kids. You've unlocked it. Gee, come on. Fucking hell. Liquids in space. See, they're slow down.
Title of the podcast.
Yo,
Liquids in
Liquids in
space.
space.
Title of the podcast.
Yo,
Yeah.
I'd be on Snapchat. You know how you're streaking. Check this shit out.
the kids. Yeah.
is the pressure more or less when you I have so many questions now.
In
Anyway,
space.
yeah.
You know,
But you know, in space, your actual muscles and all that begin to.
Yeah.
yeah, especially if they've been that long.
Yeah.
Even their bones came back weaker. Something
because
like that.
they have to
because you're
go
not
through-
carrying yourself.
Yeah, they literally have to go through like a 6-month whatever recovery plan.
Yeah.
Okay.
G, what are you saying?
I
Semen
don't know.
retention?
I just don't know. I've never thought about it. Never done it. Never.
Semen retention combined with like walks, gym. Fantastic.
Explosive.
Oh, yeah.
Like you just that would be fucking.
But some
fire.
people would even say, "No, I'm not say that." Right?
Save the chest.
Do you think? Wait, do you think you have a clearer mind when you practice semen retention or not?
No, hell no. You know why? Like I remember when I used to work at a different office, and guys, some boss has written some email, and guys are like, he needs to get laid. So this semen retention thing, and this theory is a bit flawed, eh?
True, kuna mali lazima kabalance.
Exactly.
'Cause sexual frustration can also
Exactly.
spill over into something
Yeah.
else. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. I hear you.
Yeah,
Okay.
That's too modern for me. Next, we have did Lawton ever pay G Money? And also, we're long overdue a financial episode, but we are indeed. No, he never paid.
sorry.
But I decided not to take it with me to the grave because it's negative energy. But me and Lawton are cool. But I was actually legit pissed off.
Oh yes, you are.
At that
yes,
time,
you are.
because
it's the principle.
it's the principle. I mean, it was a 10K bet, but for me, I felt bad because if I'd lost the bet,
You'd have paid.
I
up.
would have paid.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And even the year before, Eric lost the bet, and he paid. And even when Eric was supposed to, like, with a 10K bet, and he's like, I don't have 10K, and he sent me, I think he sent me 5.
5K, yeah.
For me, a bet's
the
a bet.
principle.
It's the principle, man.
You
know
don't
what I
go back on your word, especially you don't go back on your word, especially after you defected to another team.
Yes. Oh, by the way,
we're starring the port, huh? Do you remember those tweets that you were putting out? G would be sleepless 2:45. No time. You need to pay me back.
No, but I was pissed off because, like, I know that in another scenario, I had a bet that
they'd
I
have
lost.
trolled you.
They would have killed me for that money, bro.
Yeah.
Anyway,
But is there a bet you slept on?
a bet.
There's this time you were supposed to shave or
There's a
something.
bet, the shaving bet, yeah.
What did you do?
Shaved.
Did you?
But not all of it, though.
Ah,
I supposed to
You
cut all of it
niggas are
off.
brave.
okay.
But by the way, newsflash, I've decided.
Okay.
I'm cutting my beard off completely. Next pod, I'll be clean-faced.
You remember what happened last time you did that?
And the other
I
time.
know I look so bad. I look
No,
so
you're
bad.
gonna grow it back, bro.
No. I don't want to grow it back. It's too much work.
Do you have a double chin?
No, I don't even know. I'm not seeing it from.
But you have, see, those are the questions you should be asking yourself.
Now you got me scared.
Yeah. You know what you need to do? You need to blow air and go like, see if you have
Wait. So you wanna get rid of the beard because it's too much work?
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
Okay.
But you have all the time now.
I don't have all the time.
You know you could actually comb your hair as you walk in thingy.
Do you get your beard marinated?
Facts.
Yes.
Oil it
You
as
get it
well.
marinated?
Yes.
How often?
What do you mean marinated? Like,
Exactly. What are you answering?
marinated.
What are you answering you? What
From the
question are you answering?
juices
No,
from the
my hair
skin,
doesn't. My hair doesn't get
The
marinated.
marinade.
Love
Yeah.
it.
Can you choose where we're
Yeah,
going?
choose.
Lord.
You
Yeah.
just keep on moving these things around.
Go back. There's something else on this end. Go back.
Let's clear that column first.
Andy's love
Yeah.
life. What the fuck? One
Oh,
thing
Andy,
about
do
you
tell
guys.
us about your love life.
Hey, who is that one?
Down there. Watch them
Oh,
there.
this is a different.
So you just leave them
This
there.
is a
Like just
different
leave them. Just
thingy.
leave them there for the moment.
Kindly, there was that.
What do you do after a breakup? How do you live? Feels empty over here. Andy, Ash, whoever. Yo, that's a call for help. That's a cry for help. We need to help that person out, bro.
Well,
What do you do after
Get
a
on top of
breakup?
someone else.
Exactly, or under someone else.
don't leave me hanging.
I got you,
Get
man.
under one to get over one. Is that
Yeah, that's the
Get
one.
over
That's the
Bro,
one.
I saw-
That's
I
the
saw-
one.
Preferably no.
I saw Bien talking about it. Ati, how do you get when he was on that podcast, the UK one, with
Yeah.
the Ugandan guys? You're on a breakup and you're an accountant. And what you have to do is look at Excel sheets, like
Balance that
forgetting
shit out.
formulas. Excel sheets. That was rough. That was rough.
But how do you get over a breakup? Believe that you deserve better and you're gonna get
And
better
time as
after
well.
that.
And time.
Yeah.
And imagine just have some positivity in you.
Also, maybe you are the terrible person who needs to check yourself.
Or even
Does that too?
just buy like a box and throw like some letters and
Ah, we
stuff
nyongo
in the
ulale,
bottom.
wewe, nyongo ulale.
You know
And then you bury it.
Do you know what's crazy? It's funny how, like, when you can talk about getting over a breakup, right? And I feel that when people go through many things in life, there are so many things that can be fixed just by giving yourself some time and some space and some activity.
Yeah.
For example,
And grace.
there's a part of mine in Kisumu who's going through it the most, right? And sent me a message, and I said, "Nigga, go for a run, go for a walk, get the
Yeah.
fuck out the house." So then he's like, "Yeah, you know what? That really lifted me. Just do something, find something, do something."
Okay,
True.
conscience.
You know what I mean?
Don't sit there and just
something.
think about that nigga or that babe. Just yeah.
Cool.
Those are such correct
Shut
answers.
the fuck up,
I
Andy.
ain't
You could
even
also
say
just
nothing,
go for
bro.
a fucking drink as well.
Oh
You know
yeah, you
what?
can do that too.
Yeah. Do you know how many people who
But
are going to
responsibly.
be? Yeah.
Yeah, but alcohol. The
I wish, damn.
the problem with
Couple
alcohol.
of tequila shots.
The problem with alcohol is
yeah.
you're gonna feel good for a moment, but the crash is gonna be even lower than when you went into the bar.
But you had a good time still, didn't
Exactly.
you?
No,
Exactly.
see, I'm with you.
No.
Yeah, if
Or you
the
know-
crash is gonna be heavier than the drinking and the fun, nah. Or
Yeah.
maybe
Usikubali zishuke.
maybe
No,
it's
I'm
moderation.
This one says, what are the subtle jobs between Calvin and Andy? Origin story.
Damn, is there an origin story?
There really is none.
What are the
It's just
what?
They're
banter.
generational banter.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah, what are the subtle
Oh,
jabs between Calvin and Andy?
Oh, literally.
Yeah.
Oh?
You've called them generational what?
Banter.
Banter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eldoret Leo.
Nikuzoeana.
Is that a gazette ama what?
Oh my God.
Guys-
Calvin promised an episode on finance. One thing you guys struggle
let's
with.
come on.
Someone also asked it when Calvin is doing a meet and greet in Nyeri. Calvin.
Yes.
Never.
Right.
He said never. Moving
I'm
on.
kidding.
Also, he said when he becomes 100 million,
No.
he's not touching Nyeri again.
I'll be. Listen, what's her name? S4.
You don't need to mention the
Yes.
names, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, leave them
Oh,
anonymous.
shit, sorry. I'm gonna
Yeah.
be in Nyeri very soon. I'm there for a week. Yeah. So
Has anybody ever dated for money?
Nah.
Yeah.
Ashley,
I need
ever?
to change my ways though. Cause to be fair, I've been seeing a lot of like TikToks where women are just like date niggas for money. Like they're gonna
seen that shit.
they're gonna leave you either way. They're gonna break your heart. So I'm changing my ways in 2025. So I'm dating for money. If you got a little
date
bit of money,
finance
hit me
guys.
up. Yeah. Please, trauma.
All right, let's look at some of the other ones.
Bora nisisikie.
hold on. There's
I do
this
not want to
trouble
hear
between
Andy.
Africa.
Oh, I don't want to hear.
There was that question. What do you do?
Travel between Africa and why it's so difficult.
Yeah.
The what?
Traveling in between Africa. Travel between Africa and travel between African countries, the fact that you can't travel direct from Algeria to Kenya, you have to go to Paris first.
Or I can't relate to those ones yet.
No. I mean, travel within Africa is a bit complicated. And when I've watched like all of these different things about Africa, neocolonialism and all of that, at times it just doesn't make sense how you can't fly direct from here to Marrakesh.
Fact.
Especially there.
Yeah.
Fact.
Yeah.
You get?
Especially there.
What are we doing here?
We're looking for.
So there's all of those, and also at times visa situations. And I'm glad that you mentioned that. You guys have seen the story with Burkina Faso.
What's that?
Oh, the
They've
attempted
got
coup.
one of the 4-star generals in America
Has accused them of stealing gold.
Yeah, using the gold, and everybody's just like, oh, because you just saw he's announced free education.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which is a good
So
thing.
everybody's just, waiting after all of this starts to happen. But also it's because a lot of countries in West Africa are now starting to revolt against foreign forces. Yeah, so it's bound to happen.
Yeah.
All right.
I can read one here because those ones seem. We see what Andy likes on Instagram Reels, and he is a very, very bad boy. Yes, I am.
And then this moved from Twitter because it used to be on X. Now it's moved to
And also-
Instagram. Only because they brought up the feature that you can
Hold on.
actually see the reels that.
So hold on.
people
I want to
have
talk about that
whatever.
briefly, right?
Okay.
About the reels, right?
Yes.
If you like something, it can, when someone your friends are going through it, you appear in these little things.
Yeah.
Bruh,
Yeah.
let me tell you something.
And then it appears on your Friends For You page as well.
Right. I think that I'm getting to know more about my friends through the things that they like than
No
any-
shame. I love my friends because my friends are shameless as I
Oh,
am.
hell yeah.
I go to. You guys are saying you see me. By the time you see me, Ashley is already there.
Ashley's
Nimrat is
everywhere.
already
By the way,
there.
Ashley
Kelly
is
is already there.
Ashley
Neville
is
is already
always
there.
there.
So, birds of a feather, man.
And I
I'm
thought
not
that's-
even mad about it.
Actually, most of the things that I like, and I'm just like, this is some nasty shit.
Yeah,
The little
yeah.
bubbles that are popping over there is like probably Kelly and Andy. And them.
And Instagram
I'm like, fuck yeah.
has introduced blend in the DMs. I don't know if you've explored them.
What's that?
No.
Like for example, my DMs with Ashley, right? If me and her usually share reels or posts or whatever, like we can kind of have our own algorithm, our own timeline.
Oh, wow, that's dope.
So you have Instagram creating a timeline for you guys, curating, and
Specifically, yeah.
and it's filling it with videos that appeal to both of you, and it will tell you if this one is for Ashley, if this
Yeah.
one is for Andy, or if this one is for the both of you.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I find it interesting.
Love it.
But the
checking it out now.
notifications are annoying.
All right, G on the lockdown session, that already happened. So check it out. It dropped last week.
Yes.
With Sir M as well. So that was a banger.
Fire.
Lol, let me
Fire.
take this one.
Which one?
Why is Ashley not doing DST with Nimrat? What happened to the Savara episode?
Well,
Muuliza maswali mingi hapo.
yeah. First one, we're working on it. Don't worry if we had... If we weren't doing it anymore, we would have mentioned something. But, we're getting our internal shit together.
Okay.
See, what happened to the Savara episode?
It
was your first?
it's still there. I think one day we're just gonna randomly put it out.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm here for the
Might as well.
Why did just randomly put it out? Sorry, Savara.
Sorry, not sorry.
Right.
That episode was one day I think
We'll just put it out.
we'll just put it out.
Yeah.
He
just
said
put it
a
out.
lot of dope stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, he said a lot of things.
He said
lot of
a
things.
lot of
He did
things
say a lot.
while
Yeah.
doped. All right.
Oh my God.
Let's talk about how boomers and Gen X's block opportunities for millennials and Gen Z's. Ticking bomb.
How?
Do you know what?
Yo, I saw Thingy, Baba's bro, in China with him.
With the president,
Yeah.
Baba's brother,
Oburu.
Oburo.
Guys were like, yeah, look at that youth man. He's
Has
going
one
to
of Baba's
represent.
guys been...
Yeah, a lot of
Given
Baba's
they
get,
need-
it's called broad base.
His cousin or something has just been appointed for something?
His nephew
It's nephew?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Broad based.
in the office of the president. So
Yeah.
here's the thing, right? I interact with a lot of people, and a lot of people who I have conversations with tend to always complain that I wouldn't say Gen X or millennials, their older family members don't do things for them. like they may have connections or they block them from getting things. I think we do have an issue where I feel like sometimes people are so caught up in their own world that they'll be like, oh, give me a CV, and it means nothing.
Yeah.
They're not going to afford it. They're not going to do nothing. They're not going to. They just like to be seen to be doing stuff. I think it happens like, I think people block people, maybe not specifically like I don't want you to achieve anything, but I just don't have the capacity or the time to invest in giving you a hand right now.
Fact.
Or-
Capacity thing.
Or these are guys who have learned to get money the old way, and you're not getting them out of there anytime soon.
True.
You know, and
There's
we
a
see
lot
it
of
in
that. There's
politics,
actually
we
a lot
see
of
it
that.
in like, bro, look at most, whether it's corporate, I don't care, any kind of management team. Just look at the age the age group, the age bracket of the guys who are at the top. What does it look like over there? For example, the other day I was in an office having a conversation about a change that happened in that office.
Right.
And I was having this conversation with someone who is, I'd say, probably in their mid-40s or something. And this environment is for young guys.
Yeah.
Right.
And they had made some changes that don't favor the young guys. And they were like, the reason why you made those changes is because the young guys were being rowdy and everything. And I was like, but in this environment, this is how the young guys do their thing.
Yeah.
This facilitates how they give you the output that you want. You can't come and tell them that I'm limiting this or I'm changing this
Are you
because
sure this is not your workplace?
you're shouting.
I
was trying to.
I appreciate.
So you're telling me about that off mic, yeah?
I will tell you. Yes.
I appreciate
I will
that
tell
you
you
said
about
that,
it
right?
off mic.
Because I
Yeah.
want to go back to that whole story and G, how you kind of explained it and everything. But there is no way you guys are going to tell me 81-year-old Oburu Odinga
Is where? In China?
is in China with the president. By all means, he's an elected official in government. But you want to tell me there's not enough people who have gone to, as in China.
China.
You understand? Who can, who, I think he's there to audit
Benchmark. Or what?
alone to share the spoils.
Well,
Is that your opinion of
He
that?
is there to audit the loan to share the
share the
spoils of
spoils.
war.
No. Which loan is he going to audit?
It's
It's
a joke.
No, it's a joke.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is
From
this,
the
right?
All right, so
government.
that's a joke.
That's a
by
joke.
the producer. So when the lawsuits drop, we'll send you in his way.
But you see, what I'm trying to say is this, right? So I know a lot of young, competent people in government, right? Who can go to China and understand and learn. Like we've been spending quite a bit of
Bro, there's a lot of young people who are going to China anyway.
to
hustle,
get
yeah.
to hustle. You understand? But if you're in government and the president's there, there should be a team of like young guys who can be next to this guy, say,
Yeah.
oh, we're in Beijing, let's go down to Guangzhou, see what this, 81 for fucks.
Like what
What energy do you
speed,
even
like
have?
what I should speed did.
Yeah, did. You know what I mean?
That's how it
He
should be
opened
going.
up. Do you know how many Americans had never seen China like it is?
And most Americans were saying he's debunking everything that,
Bro.
or a lot of the things that
myths.
Americans have been under the impression
Bro, let me
of
tell
when it
you,
comes
one of
to
my
China.
close buddies is in China right now. He's a trader, so he buys stuff in China and sells in Nigeria and stuff.
Yeah.
Yo, I'm looking at this guy's like IG, and I've never been to like mainland China, and I'm like, bruh, this place that you are looks like Paris. This place where you are looks like New York. This place, and I'm like, it looks like he's been in Shanghai, also Guangzhou and whatever, but everything looks so super modern. And I'm like, you know what? I actually now want to go to China and see what I want.
Yeah, exactly.
Way ahead.
know what I
Way,
mean?
way, way,
Bro,
way,
like
way
I've been telling you
The
guys
guy
on the
showed me this
pod.
thing like in a hotel, yeah? Let's say that you're staying in a hotel, he was in Guangzau, right?
Yeah.
And let's say a lot of people, you order stuff to come to the hotel, as a
yeah.
trader. They have a robot that takes your stuff from the foyer to your room.
Oh, wow.
So literally now, what happens is now this robot has the package, goes into the elevator, they've put in the room number, goes up in the elevator, comes out of the correct floor, and comes to your door.
Ding dong.
somehow knocks your door, however it works. You come out, you tap in a code, it opens up, and your package is delivered. I'm like, wow.
I love it.
Do you remember when you came to my show to do the mix on Friday?
Yes.
And I was telling you, man, I'm so glad that, and it was we joke about your age and everything, but it was a real exchange, because I was telling you, I'm so glad that young guys like myself, Ashley, Kina, Kelly, Nev, Nimrat, and that, like, we can have some conversations with you.
Yeah.
The conversations we have with you, we can't have with people your age.
The conversations, I can't have people with my age as well, but go on.
And therein lies the point, because there's a very big disconnect between guys of that particular age group and now the younger guys. They're talking about the boomers and the everything.
Yeah.
They're preventing the Gen Zs and the millennials from getting to certain spaces and all that. I think there's a very big disconnect that the guys up there don't see or feel the need to do anything about.
True.
Like, I'm doing me. My life is the way it is. You can't come with, it's cliche, teaching an old dog new tricks, or you go show a gorilla new paths in the forest.
You know what's crazy, like, and you say that, like, nowadays, and I was talking to Calvin about this the other day.
Right.
Nowadays, with what AI can do at this point, for you, if you're a hustler or a creative, it's ridiculous.
Insane.
For example, the other day I got a 51-page brief or document to go through. I read the first 8 pages. I was like, this is a lot.
You go to 8?
It's very, it's very, that same document, right? It's a very interesting document, I won't lie. But to sit down and go through 51 slides is a lot. Bro, I put that into Notebook LM and said,
Summarize.
make me a podcast about this and pull out these key points and tell me how how this will affect Kenya. Bro, this thing created like a 16-minute podcast, which I listened to at my own leisure and understood the entire document in 16, 20, half a minute. Like,
and you can go over it again
which
and
I can
again.
now go over it with the context of what to expect.
Yes.
It's mad. You get a document that's all this. Give me a 2-page briefing of what this is about. So if my philosophy is, and I've always loved tech, whatever.
Yes.
But my philosophy is, this is the most exciting time technology-wise.
Yeah.
Bro, my brother's about to drop an album.
Wow.
An 8-track album. Everything is produced by AI. He sent me the first 3 tracks. I'm like, bro, I want to A&R this. I want to market this.
Nice.
I want to do the album. I want to do the like, I want us to put this out like a proper album.
Yeah.
Because it's sick. So I'm saying at the end of the day, like, to go back to the original point, fam, the issue that a lot of our politicians have, and and I'll say the governance structures, everybody who's is at the end of the day, you're not surrounding yourself with sharp young guys.
Yeah.
And there's a level of selfishness involved there. But the fact of the matter is, like, bruh, you know what? You can continue to do things the old way. There's going to be a massive change. We're going to go from the old system to a system that the old guys cannot understand.
Yeah.
At all.
And it's going to happen so suddenly that guys are going to be caught napping.
You know what's actually crazy, right? There's 2 ways to answer that question, right? There's the old guys who they've done their time and they've reached a comfort level like many years ago. But now there's a particular set of people who are young around these guys and are motherfucking gatekeepers. And those fuckers are clueless as fuck. And I could tell them, fuck you. Because there's a lot of those. Actually, by the way, most of the time it's not these OGs.
It's the people around them that are
It's
making
around them.
Yeah.
Oh, gee, you've not noticed? There's a whole bunch of people around them who are young and you can actually have conversations with, but they're so fucking daft.
Lost in the sauce as well.
Yeah, lost in the sauce. They just want to wear suits and just be like, yeah, we were in Beijing last week.
Bro, I was with one. I was with one a couple of weeks ago, and this subject of watches came up, and I just watched this guy trying to school me on watches, and I was just like, okay, cool. So now you have a new watch, and now you think you're a horologist.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say?
But still, if you actually like, by the way, those are the most painful, and I know enough of them, eh? But you know what? What do they usually say? Power is. Yeah. Very
Come
soon
on.
they'll be back to the local. We're like, how was your trip?
Yeah.
Unanyenyekea, you humble
Because
yourself.
this shit, bro, if you know, here's the thing. People who have access to this power, you need to understand that at times you need to listen to these young guys who are out there or people with ideas that can help you actually be seen to be more valuable.
Yep.
Yeah.
Not everybody's a fucking threat.
True.
But you can literally get into government and be there even in the next government because of things that you've done to impact. But now since you're thinking of just this government, how you want to eat, and did you go for what? Bro, you'll be back in the yard soon.
Yeah. Facts. All right.
Yeah, we have so many still to
Beyond
get. Do
the
we-
hour
do we
mark.
wanna-
So what are you trying to say? We wrap?
Now we just are aware of it and try wrap up.
Are there any
Okay.
more that are...
You still.
Hello.
You still. We
That's
go
a
on?
nice shirt.
You
Let
can
me
do a
give you a
couple more.
compliment. What do you guys want to talk about? NTSA, bro. My mom's tried to call me while we're doing the podcast. I know it's in relation to what? Because she just dropped it on the WhatsApp group. You know how she panics a lot.
NTSA what?
NTSA have just installed these cameras, right? I don't know whether you guys saw over the weekend, guys were posting like photos that, a photo sent to your NTSA portal and it shows your car. Very nice picture, number plate and everything, right? So it says NTSA has activated the digital cameras on key highways. Thika Superhighway, Mombasa Road, the Southern Bypass. Now, if you exceed the speed limit, you'll instantly get a text message with your vehicle's registration number, the time of your offense, the speed limit you've exceeded, the name of the registered owner, fine is charged to your NTSA account. Now, the penalties stipulate if you're driving 6 to 10 kilometers above the stipulated time limit, speed limit, 3K. Higher speeds will attract heavier fines or
Right.
possible jail time as per the Traffic Act.
Right.
Immediate payment is required via M-Pesa or,
Incident,
Obama.
blah, blah.
Yeah.
Well, I was having a conversation about the speed limit on the expressway the other day. Because the highest speed limit on the expressway is 80.
Yeah.
It's 80, right? But guys hammer down that.
Bro.
Me, I won't even lie. I mean, not incriminating myself, but there have been moments when I'm late for a flight that I have hammered down the expressway
8 minutes clean.
from Westlands.
Pedal to the floor.
Trust me, I know.
I've done that shit from Athi. Siokimau to
Yeah.
Siokimau to James Gishuru.
Yeah.
You're like, hey,
That was quick.
I could be the WRC.
Hey. So, but I tend to be responsible. I tend to obey speed limits because I've been caught. Remember that time I was caught on Langata?
Yeah.
And those guys, oh man, I was caught. I
Select
had to go
accent
to
for the
court.
fine.
I didn't go to court though. I sent a lawyer to court. They charged me 25,000.
God.
Damn.
Yeah, on when the Southern Bypass just opened, the cops used to be right by the Langata
And you
turnoff.
stopped.
Yeah, I say, imagine.
Yo, let me tell you, true story. So, small moti yesterday. I'm leaving Parklands through that. There's a road from Limuru Road
Yes.
to Westlands.
Yeah.
Bro, I don't know what's going on with the car, man. I'm now approaching that roundabout before you get to the roundabout by the Oval. I can see a cop on a motorbike just, randomly stopping guys. Man, my car shows a battery thing. I'm like, this is weird. It stalls right in front of him.
On a silver platter.
I rolled down the window. The guy's like, wapi driver's license. I told him, boss, get him a kufa. Not even. So then I put the car, the handbrake, and then I opened the bonnet. So I'm like, battery, because he showed me the battery.
Yeah.
So I'm like trying to fix the battery place. Then I try, switch it on. So it's the driver, the cop is like, you're ni mafta. I'm like, bro.
You're not helping me.
I'm like, bro, put your head into the car. See, there's fuel.
There's fuel.
The guy's like, in mafta. So then, luckily, there were some guys just by the roadside, right? He told them, come. He was actually very helpful. He told them, come, help this guy push. There was a guy who was selling flowers till over there. So I push up until there. There's a florist up. The florist, hi.
Utanunua maua.
I'm like, bro, the car just stopped. Then, do you know what was crazy? His transition from that was like, na siku hizi hauko kwa radio?
Oh,
I
you
was like-
know.
Okay.
Ungekohoa pesa
love
hapo, my
it.
friend.
Bro,
swear.
I get that
The
so
fuck
much.
monies.
Yo.
Like, you know, I get it all the time at the airport, going through,
Yeah.
going through those
Or
cops.
like
Yeah.
when they're telling you they're upgrading your seats to.
No, that's different.
Ah,
That's
okay,
what-
right,
The
right.
cops.
The cops and all of
The
that.
cops,
Right.
even the cops, you know the one you're supposed to get out
Yep.
and walk out.
But then, can we talk about that at some point?
What's the
I
point?
think that is the most like,
The silliest thing.
yeah.
What
It is.
is?
At the
Why
airport.
you have to
Your-
exit the car
The
and walk
passenger.
through the passenger?
When you're approaching the checkpoint at
Yeah,
JKIA, the passenger has to leave.
Yeah.
And then, because at the end of the day, they leave all their shit there. Like every time I'm a passenger, I literally walk out the way I
Yeah,
am.
exactly.
Like no phone, no lip gloss,
No,
nothing.
no ring, no jewelry, no
If there was
nothing.
anything on me, to be fair, cinema kwa gari.
And you know what's actually crazy is why I'm saying it's not well thought out is when it rains, they let you pass through.
Yeah.
So what do we
And
do?
then
Oh,
there's
really?
not necessarily a scanner in there when you're passing through as a pedestrian.
Because
or
when it rains, they
as a
actually let you
passenger.
just pass through. So now, why are you telling guys when it's sunny, like,
You have to chomoka.
are the bombs waterproof or what?
Wow.
This guy.
Anyway.
Listen, man, this has been the Mics Are Open. My name's G Money.
And the young.
Ashley.
Big C.
Adios.